What's up? It's obviously a different day. This is a different shirt and hair and whatnot because my camera kept dying. So here we are. But it's okay. I did go and get my eyebrows done. Shout out to Mallory. And she did some pimple extraction. So my face is a little inflamed, but it's okay. I promise. Okay, so where were we? Yes, I believe we were talking about Sid coming and confronting Angel. From there, Sarah has decided to go back to Arizona, and she stops to see her mom, and it's the first time she's seen her mom since she's gone to prison, and her mom's pretty much like, babe, we've found a loophole in the case, I should be out by spring, stay in California, please, I'll be out soon. So she does, she goes and she spends Christmas with Sydney anyway, and his girlfriend doesn't like that they're close, much like Angel, and it makes her uncomfortable, and they get into a couple of fights, whatever. And then she goes back to California for New Year's. And she's with Valerie, but you're also seeing what things are happening at the Marino house. And Eric and Sophia, by this point, they've gotten pretty close, and they decide to chance a New Year's kiss. And it does not go over well. Alex walks in on them. He's pretty much like, get the fuck out of my house. I will beat your ass, without any more prompting. So then Eric isn't allowed around for a while. But then it's also like, dude, this is your friend. Shouldn't you trust your friend more than other people with your baby sister? I would think that. Sophia texts Valerie and is like, my brothers make my life suck. Please call me. And cries to her. And I was like, oh, they're friends. We finally had that moment that we could have had with their friendship there. And I was happy with that moment. So then we go back to classes. The weirdest thing for me is that Valerie's like, I only needed to take 3 classes, so I put them all at the end of the day. What kind of fucking high school is letting you take just 3 classes in school? That's not even part-time. I don't know how she pulled that off. So track season starts up. She twists her ankle during practice, and the coach tends to her, and Sophia goes home and tells the brothers, yeah, she got her ankle messed up, and yeah, the coach helped her, and blah, blah, blah. That's when you start finding out that the coach is actually like 26 or 27 and was kicked out of his last school because of assault and rape allegations, and so he had to leave. Now you're starting to realize like all these little jokes that he does with Sarah, and he tucks her hair behind her ear and things like that, and you're like, oh, this is weird. So after practice one day, Angel approaches him because the coach is just telling her, I'll take you home alone, that's fine. And Angel's like, no, I'll take her. And I was like, yeah, dude, way to stand up. But then she, of course, there's so much bad blood between them that it does not happen. The coach ends up taking Sarah home, and they talk about her mom, which is the first time she's told somebody other than Angel and her family, and Sydney, and it was a moment of them, and he's kind of comforting her and helping her and telling her, I'll always be here for you. And you're like, weird, but could just be a good coach. And then he offers to like take her to see her mom at the detention center. The coach starts telling Sarah, I'll take you to see your mom, that's fine with me, I can do that, which is weird because that's a few hours worth of a drive. And then he's like, hey, I like to take some students out to the mountain to run, it's a good workout if you want to come. And she says, yeah, I'm interested. You see also a couple pages later, there's a bit where she needs to find him during practice. He's in his office. Cheerleader comes out of the office pulling her skirt down. He is in the office zipping up his pants. We wonder. And she's like, this is fine, this is normal. So he takes the clipboard and it gives her a little light spank, and she's like, this is normal coach behavior, it's fine. But it's like, dude, these things are getting weird now. But then also Sophia is invited, but her brothers say don't go. But it's like, okay, so there's more people, it'll be okay. And then the coach calls her morning of the run and is like, hey, everyone else backed out. You don't have to go with me, but we can still go if you want to. And she decides to go with him, and she tells Sydney before she goes. And Sydney gets worried about her, calls Angel at the restaurant, and is like, hey, she's alone with him. I'm worried something's going to happen. Angel takes off. And Eric and Romero, his friends, they book it to their cars and they are out to the mountains. They're gonna go find her and they're gonna find him. At the same time, you've got him like, you can call me Rudy, it's fine, like, you should just, hi, you wanna join? Okay, that's my microphone. So at the same time, you've got him like, you should call me Rudy. I would prefer that. Don't even worry about it. And then as they're running, he starts telling her, like, I know there's something between us and all these things. And then he starts kissing her. That was the third time that I said something out loud. And it was like, just fuck, 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 fuck. And she's like, I don't want to do this. And he's like, come on, you can't deny there's something between us. So she takes off in a run. She hits him, disables him enough that she can get out, and takes off in a run. And he chases her. I think this is what is supposed to be the climax of the story. Angel shows up, beats the shit out of him, and then just very briefly is like, okay, you have to go report this, and takes her to the police station. It's like 2 paragraphs that were in the police station, her saying that she's filing a report. We don't unpack any of that. Hey. Angel takes her home and is like, well, you cheated on me, blah, blah, blah. And he finally listens to her and realizes she wasn't cheating on him and decides to take her back. And then the next bit, you just find out, like, they've been together every day. They've been having sex every day after they work at the restaurant together. This whole week they've been together, blah, blah, blah. Weird, but okay. But he brings it up and is like, hey, I want you to tell me every time you talk to Sid and every phone call you guys have. Which is weird, possessive as hell, and fucking weird that he doesn't trust her. And she's like, well, can I call him a few times? Is once a week too much? And asks him how much she can call her own friend and communicate with her own friend. Fucking wild. She says to him, I'll work on it. Bitch, I'm sorry, what? No, that's not something you work on. That's your friend. He can back the fuck off and be fine with it. Oh my gosh, have a little trust. Mother above. This is the last chapter. So they pick up her mom because she's let out of prison early. They stop by Sid's. They have like a double date with him and his girlfriend. Both of the significant others are like, this is weird how you guys talk to each other. And they're like, sorry, we'll try to calm down. It's like, dudes, you shouldn't have to. There's a brief comment in there. Let me find it. They mention that her mom will be able to be there for the trial. So this is going to trial, and we're not unpacking any of that. So then the mom says, let's forget the past and go start our new lives in California. Then you have the epilogue, which is the grad party, which is held at their restaurant. Her mom's there, Valerie's there, kind of still with Alex. That's probably what the other books are about, or there's probably a novella about it. I don't know, because I'm not gonna fucking read them. They just briefly mention he was found guilty, and after all the counts were added up, he'd be doing at least 30 years before he'd even be up for parole. Because apparently 7 other girls worked up the courage. We also don't talk about how brave they have to be. Angel couldn't have been happier, but Sarah couldn't help feeling bad for the guy. He was so young, and his life was ruined. She'd kept those feelings to herself, though, and celebrated along with everyone else. We're not going to unpack that. This is a huge reason why some people don't report, because they feel like they're ruining someone else's life. You can't just make that a brush-away statement. That is something you need to unpack. The fact that she used this assault and what other girls were saying in the book where they had like attempted rape and charges like that brought up against him, you cannot use that as your climax and not unpack that. I think that is cheap, that is low, that is demoralizing. It takes down so much of the bravery and courage those people have to step forward. To just overlook that, to gloss over it and be like, oh, this will be an easy way to get them back together. I'll just go ahead and type that up. It's so demeaning to those people and to victims that read this. I cannot believe that she would use that as her climax to get her characters back together. You know, there's a chance that this author is a survivor and wanted to just mention it in this book, but it's like, dude, I think you really need to do a better job with that topic. In my opinion, you can't just throw that in there. It needs to be something that you unpack. Maybe she just wanted to have representation, put that idea out there for people to consider, you know, just little mentions of it, but I think that's not the way you should handle it, personally, my opinion. You see Sophia with Eric, Sydney's there with his girlfriend, you find out her future plans with Angel. They're going to go to the same college, they're going to get married, and then open up another restaurant together. And then the moral of the story, the big moral, I suppose, is her relationship with Sydney's really changed because they can only talk to each other once a week now, and they can't show their affection with other people, especially their significant others around. And it's like, dudes, that's not the moral of the story we need. That's so fucked up, that's the big takeaway from this book, and that's like one of the ending remarks, is that her relationship had really changed. It's so dumb to be like, you have to change your life, you have to cut out your friends so that you can fit with your high school boyfriend. That was how the book went. I felt like there were very little stakes the entire time until we got to the climax, which I've discussed, I think is just ridiculous. It's so insulting, that almost disgusting that they would use that as the plot device to get them back together. But besides that, there were like no stakes in this, just will she be with him, will she not? Hardly anything happened to keep them apart from each other, except when we finally met Sydney. And the fact that that's what drove them apart, dude, get another boyfriend. This one ain't worth it. This was fun to read. It was an ebook. I normally don't do ebooks. And one of the cool things I found was an X-ray option, where you can highlight a character's name or a word, and it'll give you a background on that. I thought that was fun to play with while I was doing it. The other thing that I thought was fun was it'll show you popular highlighted sections. It'll underline them so you can see like other people that liked it. Some of them were dumb. Some of them was just like them kissing, which I'm not surprised. Whatever, that can be your favorites. My least favorite was... If I find it, I'll put it up there. It's just like, dude, this book was weird. Not a fan. Not good. If you want to read it, though, have at it. It's free right now. I don't know why, but it looks like it's free for everyone, so go do that, I suppose. Okay, guys, well, that was the book. Hope you had fun watching this. For those of you who stuck it out to the end, thanks. I appreciate that. I may or may not have a blooper reel go up of this video because there's a lot of footage. I think I'm at almost an hour and a half of raw footage for this video so far. Raw footage. Sorry. So we'll see how much I can cut that back down for you guys. But I'm very proud of this video thus far, and I'll keep this clip in if I still am when I'm done. I think I've grown so much in the last, when did I start recording again? Winter break? The last few months. I think it's only been 6. I feel like I've grown a lot, and I've done a lot of interesting things, tried a lot of interesting things with this channel, and I'm very, very proud of how this one's turning out so far. So, maybe I'll do more of them. Maybe I won't. It's my channel. We'll see. Thanks for being around for the ride, guys. See you sometime.